Yeah, you're in the show and he wants to see you. Can you hear me? No.
Hello. Hello. Okay, now there it goes. Okay. Now it's working. All right. Now it's working. Now I got it working. Okay. Come on back. Try it again. All right. I got it working. Okay. Well, while we are here waiting on Anthony, I can show you this book. I know this kind of weird other thing. At least the writing's right, though. But it's reversed. And like my microphone is actually on my right side, but on the screen it shows on the left side. I don't know how it looks on yours. We're gonna talk a little bit about this book though. And anyway, okay, there you are. You're back.
No,
There
I'm
you
back.
are. Now I can hear you. You can hear me. I got a new sound gadget, audio gadget that I'm working with, and not quite used to it yet. Still getting used to it. So this is a good opportunity. Genghis Khan is in chat. Hi, Genghis. I call him Genghis for short because you add it all together, it kind of messes you up a little bit. You're thinking of the Chinese leader. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Hi, Justin. All right, we got some people here already. I think Ron Yacovidio was gonna watch. I was trying to get Courtney Peterson to um, subscribe to the Errt Video YouTube so she can watch on the YouTube channel. And so she was asking if you could stream it to what was that one? Trinity something? I didn't know what one that was. But hopefully she can get here and subscribe to my channel here and then she can watch it right here. So how you doing, Anthony? Good to see you.
All right, good seeing you too. I'm doing good. Doing
And,
well.
and I saw your addition to your family that you showed
Oh
on
yeah,
Facebook.
my I had it for like a week and a half. I had to watch her for my
Oh,
son,
okay.
and
Yeah.
she's home now, but I miss
Oh, it seems like she took well to you, so that's good.
her.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Um, so what's new in your paranormal investigation stuff? What's going on there?
uh, well, I mean, I've been a little busy like the last couple of weeks. I did the Rochester Parafest in Geneseo, New York. It was a good event. There was a lot of people there, and we've been doing a lot of uh, stuff. I've been doing a lot of stuff with Ron and Lourdes, so a lot of stuff with them. We did Shirley Hotel recently, and I've been in a couple of events with Ron. He with his talking and everything, so I'm kind of busy going back and forth to different things that we've been doing. Um, that's pretty much it right now. I'm going next month to Trans Allegheny um, Lunatic Asylum. with a group of people. So just try and keep busy. Try and keep busy
Oh
with all
yeah.
that.
And then we're starting to open up a little bit all over everywhere, so at least till they shut us
Mhm.
down again. But anyway, that's another show.
Mhm. Yeah, I know. I know. That's definitely a different show. You know, like we're going to Gettysburg. They had the Gettysburg Battlefield Bash in August. We're going to be at that, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So we got a
Now,
couple
do
things
you do
coming
you
up.
primarily do you primarily investigate just the paranormal, or do you, I mean, like ghosts and things, or do you go into other areas of paranormal?
I do have interest in other things, but right now just primary, paranormal with spirits and everything like that.
Okay.
I'm interested in like Bigfoot and cryptics, and now I'm starting to get into a little bit of UFO stuff. So um, I'm just looking forward, maybe to get out with some of those guys, in other
Oh
fields.
yeah. Yeah. That sounds like fun. I had the radio station on over there, and I forgot to turn up the volume, but I got it now. I got so many things running here, I forget what I'm supposed to be doing. For a while, when I first started the StreamYard thing, I didn't do the radio because I didn't figure out how to make everything work and getting the audio over there only. And so I just been doing the YouTube live, live stream. So I figured out how to stream it to the audio like I normally do with other, like music when I stream the music and things like that. So the same process, but it's just a matter of remembering the different things to push and click and set and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. Just like when you go to your investigations, you got all that equipment you're working with. You got to make sure everything's set correctly.
yeah. You gotta know your equipment. You gotta know the environments and everything. Yeah, and the settings on certain areas, and there's a lot of bells and whistles to play with.
So
Yeah.
with the, I noticed on this book that I was talking about, um, paranormally speaking, knowingly talking to the unknown.
Hmm.
It mentions the aforementioned tour, which I remember you guys did a kind of a stream thing on there, and that was pretty amazing what you did, because you're out in the middle of nowhere and you don't really have an internet signal where you're
Hmm.
at in most of the locations,
A lot of
so
locations, yes.
you either have to have a good phone signal or some kind of way to have an internet signal, which could interfere with your research, I think, in some sort of way.
In
Um,
some ways, yes.
but and a lot of times, so I noticed that when you're doing the live streaming, that's pretty darn amazing when that can be done, you know,
Hmm.
in the out of way places, and then to hear the live results of what's happening, like a noise, like a pounding or a door slamming or something like that, you know, uh, normally you might not pick that up, you know,
Hmm. Those are the
but
EVPs and
yeah,
stuff like that.
and then
If
when you get it
you
on
go,
audio, yeah.
hmm
Now I
yeah, you
got
get on
a
the audio and listen to it later on, and you get some stuff. You pick
oh
up
yeah.
some stuff.
Um, Tony was talking about that radio that Ron had mentioned, the Texan 360,
Hmm.
the world band radio, and it has the mid range and has the MW and SW and AM and FM, I think, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah, yeah.
I got one of those, and I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I got one.
Ron is the one you have to ask. Ron's
Yeah.
more the tech guy with us.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty much some of the ears, Lourdes and I, and Lourdes knows more of the tech than I do. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, Ron's the one you have to talk to about that because he could you know give you everything perfectly just to how to set up your computer, how to set up your radio, and then if you want a computer or if you want to put it on a portal,
Yeah.
it's a lot to do with
Interesting.
um yeah, a lot to
I'll
do with
work
his
with it. I'll work with it. I'll learn it. I'll start to learn some of this stuff, and I gotta,
Mhm.
I mentioned before to you that I have activity in my house, and
Mhm.
I don't know what's going on exactly. Some think that it's just natural house noises, but they're not living here either, so I hear things that I don't understand. And
Yeah.
not that I'm afraid of it. It's just, like, what the heck was that? Like today, I was sitting here minding my own business, and I heard a knock, like someone throwing a rock at the side of the house, but there was nobody out there throwing a rock at the side of the house.
Mm.
Maybe it was a squirrel throwing something at. I don't know. But the point is, it was just kind of weird, just out of nowhere. Hear that sound. And
Yeah.
I have I have witnessed uh, pounding in the basement or big door slamming shut, and there's no doors in the basement. I don't know how
Oh
that
wow.
I don't
That's
know how that sound could be. This house was
yeah.
built in 1945, so the only thing I can think of is it's connected to the land, the residual sounds or activity that I'm
Mhm.
seeing. So the people that I see passing through my house, they're more or less connected to the land, not to the house.
Yeah.
I heard some people discuss that kind of thing, and they are actually connected to the land, not the house itself. In other words, in
Yeah.
some
They
cases,
when you get stuff like that, it's possible that it's the land. I mean, it is 1945. It could be almost, unless you've been living there, your family's been in that house, and you know everybody in that house. It could have been other stuff that's going on in that house before you actually moved in. It could be a lot of things. When you hear something, and you just get yourself a journal. This is
hmm
why I suggest everybody get a journal and write down the time it happens, what's happening, what if there's a certain noise or anything like that. Just document everything that goes on and the times and even the type of weather is outside. And then sometimes you could compare and find out certain times and certain dates that something might happen, and maybe it has something to do with something in the past. But
yeah.
you can always, and then maybe sometimes if you get that good with all your dates and everything and times, you can sit back and hear that noise at the same time the following year. But
It's the change of seasons or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Ken DaCosta had Ken DaCosta did her uh, on KJRA on Sunday night. He had mentioned that if you have, like I smell cherry tobacco sometimes. Then
Mhm,
what he mentioned is that, well, if you have open rafters in the basement and it's like cherry wood or sometimes oak wood possibly, you could get
mhm,
that fruity smell or that kind of where you could think it's smoke, but it's, I don't know. Now, I have seen like cigar smoke coming out of nowhere, okay, on my couch.
mhm.
No one's sitting on my couch, and I saw the cigar smoke coming out, you know?
I mean, smells. Yeah, like smells that sometimes if something does appear, that they do have a scent. Sometimes, like in certain women, if this haunting a location, you might get a smell of violets or something of flowers or something
Yeah,
like
I've
that.
smelled that.
Perfume,
Yeah.
you know, it could be something like that. And he's right. It could be just natural, something happening in your house normally.
hmm
Like the wood in the basement, and you might get that smell. But if
Nothing,
you're seeing
nothing.
smoke coming from your couch, I don't know about that. But
It was just
you
like
know,
curiosity, not really scary, not really threatening,
mm-hmm.
just like, where did that come from? you know,
Mm-hmm.
which I
It,
think we
it
kind
could
of
be a
all ask
pipe
that.
tobacco. If you have that cherry smell, it could be pipe tobacco.
That's what
It
I
might
was
be somebody
thinking.
smoking a pipe. You
Now,
know, it,
I have seen an old man here, okay, and he did have a pipe, okay. In my vision of him, he had a pipe, okay. He had on a rim hat, not like this, but like a round rim, like a
mm-hmm.
regular 1930s hat type of thing, and then he
Oh yeah, the
had on
fedoras. Yeah.
a brown suit with a vest. He had on a vest like he was a insurance salesman almost, but he was doing like a project inside the basement, which is where I
Mm.
heard the pounding from. Okay, so
Wow.
So I don't know if that's where I'm actually hearing it from or what I'm actually hearing. I don't know. That's just what I'm guessing. But when I saw
Yeah.
him one night, and when I turned around and looked, and there he was standing there, and it was like, "Oh, hello." I wasn't scared at all. I wasn't scared,
Yeah.
and he didn't seem threatening or anything like that. So,
Mhm.
what
If they're
what I
not
wanted to,
threatening, just leave them.
yeah,
That's
exactly,
I
yeah,
mean,
and they're not harming me. They're not. They play games with me. They'll come up like there's a boy that runs around here, a 10-year-old boy. At least that's what I think his age is. He'll come up behind me and I sit in my recliner all the time, and he'll come up behind me and tap me on my shoulders out of nowhere. I'll get this tap on my shoulder, and I'll look. Of course, there ain't nobody there, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
I could sense someone's there. And that's what I was going to ask you about your aforementioned tours. Now, I know that Bill New York Skywatcher or producer Bill was
yeah,
at one
Tony.
of your investigations, and he said he felt something happen in his trip to that one mansion. I can't remember which one it was at, but anyway, what I wanted to know is when you guys are all together investigating, like when you're with Ron and Lourdes and some of the other people of the Entity Voices team, do you sense any other energy activity besides what they're finding? Like life energy. I mean,
Yeah, well, I'm a sensitive also besides a investigator, and I do feel certain entities. Sometimes I can see them and everything, and sometimes they do tap me and stuff. But yeah, everybody has their own experiences. Sometimes you have a group experience, which is wonderful because that verifies everybody else. But you do have your own personal experiences, and then if you pick it up on film or an audio or something, that verifies what you're seeing. You
hmm
know, so because sometimes you might see a shadow and it could be something there, or it could be just a regular shadow from something, a car driving by and casting shadow on a street pole and it goes through your house or whatever.
yeah,
So you have to just know your environment too. But yeah,
okay,
a lot of people have their own experiences. A lot of us have our own, and then we go back and everybody tries to, help each other, you know, say, there is something there, you know, but everybody
now
has their own.
in the one camera that they use, like the what is it? The FLIR camera or whatever it's called. Uh, I don't know if it's a FLIR camera, but it's the infrared camera. I know that, like when they caught the one where the woman was in a wheelchair in the smoke. She's like in a kind of a gray smoke look. And that was in the whatever they just did an investigation with, and they saw the outline of a wheelchair and a woman was sitting, maybe a woman was sitting in it. That was just last
It
week.
was part of
Last
that
week, he just
that
had it
tour
on
that we
last.
did.
No, it was on what Tony and them did on one of their shows, but like something like that. When you guys catch that on the video, do you see that in real eyesight or not?
In real time.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Oh
you could
wow.
just see it through the. Sometimes you can look at your eyes, with your eyes and not see it, and it's through your viewfinder. You'll see it
Mhm.
on your viewfinder, and you look back and forth, and then you go up to it and see if it's a shadow or something else. But you know, with the night vision cameras, you pick up some stuff that you can't see with your eyes because
Yeah.
the lens on the camera picks up more than your iris and your eyes do. So uh, sometimes the camera picks up stuff that you can't see. But then if you do see it and then you videotape it, that's like the
That's a
the
validation.
grail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the holy grail. It's like, wow, I see it and it's there. Wow, you know. But yeah, but there's also the full spectrum cameras. Sometimes that picks up stuff that you can't see also. But um, like I said, if you could see it and then pick it up at the same time, that's like wow, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah,
Now,
that verifies what you do.
do you think that sometimes you are able to see or pick up senses about things, about activity. Do you think that that is a communication from the entity, like a mental communication, like saying, "Here I am, can't you see me?" or whatever? And until you receive that message, and you really don't see them until you connect with that. Is that possible?
Um, I feel that they do if they're gonna appear to certain. Sometimes they just appear to one person. Sometimes they appear to groups, whatever. But they are trying to communicate something to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you may be trying to pick it up. Um, some people could pick it up with their eyes. Some people pick it up with just like you said, like a mental type thing, or you know. But I think they are trying to communicate with you somewhere. If they want to tell you something, or they just want you to get away. They are trying to tell you something. Between you and the spirit. It's like sometimes they attach to one person because they could identify to that person. Because remember, spirits were people one time they were alive,
Yeah.
and maybe they feel that there's somebody like the way you act, somebody in their family acted that way, or um, they might have just acted, or maybe just attract. People attract to certain people better than others, so the spirit could attract to you just as much.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Do you think that energy wise, like I was asking before about your sensibility of things, do you feel like ever having a cold sense or a hot sense or a heat source when there ain't nothing there to be hot? Like if you're in a cold basement
Mhm.
somewhere, it's not going to be hot, right? But yet you're going to feel something maybe change the temperature. Is that possible?
Yeah, it's more of a cold sensation. I've been in one place that was a really hot attic in one of those like 17th century houses, and and I was up there with this woman that was just giving me a little tour of the place, and all of a sudden we just got like we were sweating up in this place. It was really hot, and also we just got like a cold breeze go by, and it was like a breeze that like gave you a chill, and then your hair stick up and everything. So yeah, there could be temperature changes in locations. It's mostly the temperature going down, but
Mm-hmm.
there are cases where temperatures may rise. But most of
Okay,
the places I've been to, the temperature has gone down.
that's
When
interesting.
something is appearing. Hmm.
Now, so you think and believe that the um spirits or entities, however you want to call them, I call them spirits. I don't really
That's
want
what I
like
do.
to say ghosts. Ghost could be a negative uh aspect to that term,
Yeah, that's
ghost.
what TV makes it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I say spirit because they are basically the essence of who they were, and they're coming here or they're hanging around from somewhere, whatever the situation is. But no judgment here. I don't care. And hopefully that'll make it better when I get to that other side, and I'll be able to meet some of them and be fine with it, and we'll be all good. Be good buddies. No problem.
I want to
Uh,
come back. I want to haunt some people.
yeah, there you go.
I want to
So
haunt
what I
somebody.
what I was gonna ask is, you don't think, some say, oh, they're, like if you talk to a church person, oh, that's all demon. Some church people, maybe not all, but some, they say,
Hmm.
oh, they're demons. They're they once you're dead, you're dead. That's it. Well, I don't think that's necessarily the case, even though the
Hmm.
Bible does say that. And I'm not trying to get religious on you or preach to you. You probably know it better than I do. But just thinking about it, some say, oh, well, the Bible says you only die once, and that's it, and then you don't come back and move around the earth and all that. And I wonder if we got that wrong, from our own interpretation of what we're reading. So
Hmm.
I think there's a possibility of, well, I believe, first of all, our spiritual energy is eternal. Okay.
Hmm.
We have eternal existence. We were existing before we became human. That make any sense? So, in my opinion, I believe that this is only one segment of our eternal existence. 75 years we have here, 75 to 100 if you're lucky, you know. Uh,
I
you,
don't know if
you
I'm gonna be
know,
100, but yeah.
but yeah, your lifetime here on the physical realm is only one segment of your eternity, okay?
Hmm.
And then what happens after this, nobody is really sure, but I think it is maybe a little different than what we've been taught. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so I'm saying in which I think you guys are trying to teach is have an open mind, have an open heart, and try to understand and not necessarily be so condemning or
Hmm.
judgmental. And so accept what you're finding out and then understand it to the best of your ability, I believe is what you're trying to teach. And then
Hmm.
hopefully with that understanding, we're not going to be afraid when that time comes, you know.
Hmm.
'Cause
Hmm.
when we go past this life here and we get to the other side and it's like, this ain't nothing like we were taught, you know.
Yeah, no.
And
Yeah.
then we run into Jesus and we say, hey, what's up? You know, what's going on here?
Hmm.
And then he's going to tell
Yeah.
us, well, you don't need to know. You just now you're just
Just
free to
enjoy
go.
it.
Yeah, just enjoy it. Go about where you want to go. You know,
Yeah.
and providing you go that direction, I guess. If you
Hmm.
believe in the two different
That's
directions.
it. Yeah. Well, every religion has their own heaven and hell, some sort. Or
Yeah.
when religious people come to me and they're telling me that I'm looking for demons and stuff like that, I've said fine. It's your opinion. It's not what I feel and what I've seen on this. I've been investigating close 40 years now, so it's you know things I've seen. They say they're demons. Well, if they're demons, that I don't know. But if
Hmm.
they're talking about energy, I'm an electrician. So if you get electrical charges, which is energy, it always tries to find a location, and energy never stops. Energy
Hmm.
continues. So if we're started with energy, our bodies, we live our life with energy in us. Then when we're gone, where's the energy go?
It
So
goes out.
if you believe in heaven, hell, and some people, I had at one location that this guy was a hitman, and we got EVPs and stuff. We were asking him, and we got a whole not a whole conversation, but uh, like he was telling us that he didn't want to go on because he's afraid of going to hell,
Hmm.
you know, and he doesn't want to go to hell, so he'd rather be on Earth, stay here.
Hmm.
So he doesn't feel he could go to heaven. So it's a two sided sword because every religion believes in some sort of spirit.
See,
You
I
know.
think personally, I believe that you know, um, according to how your heart is, how your interpretation is, you know. Some would say, "Oh, well, you're going to hell because you did this or you did that." You know, I don't know that anyone can technically condemn anyone to hell. Okay,
Hmm.
except Jesus Christ, maybe. But he doesn't. He didn't come here to send us to hell. He came here to save us. That's what he said.
Yeah,
So
he was crucified for our sins.
yeah, and so I think that, like, say if you have someone that oh well, there's a lot of people that have dealt with people that committed suicide in their family, you know,
Hmm.
and then some would tell them, which I think is 100% wrong. Some would say, oh, they went to hell because they committed suicide. I said, no, you can't.
Hmm.
You can't. If they're unstable and they didn't understand what's going on, and they just wanted to check out
Hmm.
early, that doesn't mean they're going to hell for that.
Yeah,
You know.
I
Um.
know the Catholic religion. One of the commandments, you know, you know, thou shalt not kill.
Yeah.
You can't kill nobody. Okay, you can't murder. That's against one of the commandments. So they
Right.
feel if you kill yourself, that's murder.
But
So
now
it's a killing.
what I
But
find, yeah, with that,
I don't feel that. I don't feel
right?
that's the case.
And see, in my viewpoint is this: is that if somebody is misled, which the devil can mislead everybody, okay?
Hmm.
Um, some evil spirits can mislead us if we're not aware of what's going on, and then we can be going down a wrong road, doing the wrong decisions, whatever in our life. And does that mean that
Hmm.
we're going to sacrifice our salvation because we screwed up one choice? I don't think so.
Yeah.
We'll
No.
we'll be judged for it. Yeah, we'll be asked
Mhm.
about it. We'll have to answer for it. I agree with that. But I don't think we're going to go to hell because we made one mistake. If I
Mhm.
accidentally shoot somebody and kill them because we're target practicing or something like that, now that won't happen because I don't have a
Mhm.
gun. But just say if that was the case, um,
Mhm.
would I go to hell for taking his life? I don't think so. I didn't intend to
Mhm.
kill him necessarily.
Yeah.
If you're on a hunting expedition and you end up hurting somebody or killing somebody, I don't think anyone would intend to do that unless they were paid to do it. But in general, you're not intending to do that from your heart. So
Mhm.
it's all about, like we talk about in research, it's all about our intentions, right?
Yeah. Well, if you go through life constantly hurting people and
That's
um,
different.
that's different.
Yeah.
That you go through life and just a bad person. It's all about you. You don't care whose life you take and any, who you steal from or who you hurt in any kind of if you assault them or whatever. If you have no remorse or anything, too, you
Hmm.
know, it could be a mental issue or it could be just a mean person. It's a bad person. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it could be you know I mean with heaven and hell. I mean we're not going to know about heaven and hell until we
Until
are
that
to that
time comes.
to that time comes. You know, I'm a Roman Catholic and I'm taught about heaven and hell. You know,
Hmm.
but um, I've seen too many things wander this earth. If it's demons, maybe it is. I can't tell you. Like I said, I won't know until I'm on to the other side.
Hmm.
You know, but there is.
Now, when you're doing your investigation, do you have any sense of negative energy?
Oh yeah, you do get a lot of negative energy in locations, like in old hospitals, prisons, um, like asylums. You know,
Hmm.
you do get a lot of negative energy because you got to realize there's a lot of negative energy in those locations. In
Yeah.
life, whatever these people, the torment these people are going through, and like the old asylums, they used to torture people in the saying it's you know in the name of science.
Hmm.
So these people have these treatments that some of them didn't even need, and you know it's it's it was wrong what they did. But you get a lot of negative stuff in those type of places and places that have like a lot of bad activity going on, even battlefields and stuff like that. But it's not always negative. Everything we go and see, we got some spirits there they're just stuck. They don't know they may not know they're dead because of
Hmm.
an accident they were in or something, and they're just wandering to go to the location where they're supposed to, heaven or hell or whatever religion they are, and they believe that they're going to be going, but they don't know they're actually dead. Accidents or something like a war, somebody gets killed and he doesn't realize that he's dead, and they're wandering. Maybe they are looking for that um, stairway to heaven or
Hmm.
some kind of door opening up and letting them in to the other side, or the light that's at the end of a tunnel. That's we see soon too many people, too many things wandering this earth on investigations, and especially those the prisons and those locations. It's sad. Sometimes you get real. You can go to a location and just get an overwhelming sadness,
Hmm.
and like you don't know why, and you're just sad because I guess you're picking up the negative energy and the energy that there was left in that behind in those locations on certain individuals. So it's like you know prisons and prisons. A lot of prisons, a lot of bad people went to these prisons. That's why they're in prison, and they did a lot of bad things in prison. So you get some negative, really negative energy. I mean, I've been scratched, I've been pushed, I felt like something bite me one time. Even
Oh
one
no!
location, I had somebody. It felt like somebody's putting cigarettes out on me.
Ouch!
You know, um, but
Did you have any burn marks from that?
yeah, it was weird because I had the. It looked like I had burn marks at that moment,
Oh,
but the next day they were all gone,
wow!
and we had a couple pictures taken of it. And it was a little nerving that they could actually do that to you.
Yeah.
You know,
And now is that more
so
of a mental trickery that they might do?
it's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible that they could. I mean, they are spirits.
Oh yeah.
There's no physical thing. I mean, um, I seen people, grown men, start crying out of nowhere, and locations. So um, they might be able to get into your mind, or some people. Um, I know I had something tried to get me one time, one location, that I fought back, and I was at a location. There was a bar in the location, and we were doing investigation, and all my meters were going off, and it felt like something cold trying to get in the back of me, and I'm saying, "You're not welcome. You're not welcome. You have to go. You can't take me. You can't take me." And apparently, maybe my fighting back didn't let me go. But it's weird how something tries to, um, some of them, like, try to get into you and give you those emotions and everything.
Now, do you think that if you let them know that you're not trying to send them away, that you're just trying to see who they are, if that's possible to get that through to them, like saying we're just doing research, we're not trying to harm you, we're not trying to send you away or send you anywhere, we're just trying to figure out who you are, basically. That's all I'm doing here at my house. I'm not trying to send them away.
Hmm.
I just want to know who they are, personally.
Yeah. Well, when we go to a location, we try going with the most positive energy. We kid
Hmm.
around, we laugh, and we talk amongst each other. Um, and you go in with a positive attitude, and a lot of times we get a lot of evidence, and that way, because I feel that they associate more with us that way, with laughter and stuff. But then you do got the negative ones that do try to do you harm, and you never challenge. You never challenge them. You see some of the TV shows where these people challenge, and some of the investigators like challenging. You shouldn't challenge anybody or anything,
Right,
because
right.
if I come up to you and start yelling in your face, what's the reaction you're going to get? You're going to get mad.
Yes,
So
I agree.
you talk to them, say, why are you doing that? And sometimes it stops, but it's sometimes it varies into that you should leave.
Yeah,
Because we're there for investigations. We're not there to get hurt.
right. Not
You know.
not there to you're not there to stir up any trouble either. You're there to
Hmm.
research uh
Hmm.
energies that are there. Basically,
Hmm.
that's what you're doing. Whether or not you're gonna find out that it's a ghost or whatever it is, or a spirit, whatever you want to call it.
Hmm.
One thing you are gonna find out is that it's really strange.
Yeah. I mean, we go in, and before we do EVPs, we'll say, "Hello, can you give us your name? I'm Anthony," and everybody with me gives their names, and then we ask questions and see what goes from there. But we always introduce ourselves. We go in there, and we try to bring some positive energy into the room, to see if we can get any evidence from that.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, we do get stuff because if you go in, say you have a spirit of a child or a woman, and a guy like me comes in and, hey, what's your name? And get all loud with them. In life, if I go up to a child or a woman and act like that, they're going to back and they're going to shy away. They're not going to want to talk. Now, if you try to be friendly with them, you know, you might get more out of it with them trying to contact you or just you know associate with you. I always seem to have children come up to me, grab my hand, and you know, so I always have a child. Usually children. And there's also animals out there, spirits
Hmm.
that we've come across. And I always like the one time I was on an investigation, it felt like a cat rubbing up against my leg. So you go in, you don't go in and challenge anything. You just go in and you just try to do your best to get some evidence. Especially with EVPs and stuff like that.
Hmm. That's cool. What is your? I know you've been asked this before, and it might be a common question, but anyway, I'll ask it anyway. What is your favorite equipment to use? A piece of equipment to use for an investigation?
Well, I'm a camera guy. I like my night vision cameras.
Oh yeah.
I go in. I got a nice camera. I got a nice night vision light, and I like to go in with those. And because I feel that I get my EVPs on there, the audio, and I got the video, and
Hmm.
I could always film a room, and I could see, I could hear on the audio what's going on, and then I could see sometimes people in the room they don't realize they're whispering or they're doing something or they rub a foot against the floor, and I always could see that going on besides hearing the audio. So if I'm hearing something on the audio, I hear somebody talking, and I'm like, oh wow, we got something. And then I look on the video and I see somebody whispering to somebody else. That's why I like my night vision cameras and everything. But I do like my SLS. I like
Oh
that
yeah.
camera also.
Yeah.
With
That,
the stick figure.
yeah. That's one with the stick figure and the heat sensory, right? That's right.
The one, yeah. Well, the one we have is it's the stick figure.
Okay.
They do have the ones that are a little more expensive and not in our budget.
All right.
you know,
All right.
you know, that has the heat and everything. That you probably see them on some of the shows.
Yeah.
Um, the ones we have are the regular ones that the show. They actually show the stick figures and everything, but you got some good evidence. The guy on my team, um, Giuseppe, he got such good stuff on a couple of them.
Hmm.
Um, so it's I like that camera also. Then I got my new thing. I like my new toy. It's you know the police cameras,
Body cam.
uh,
Yeah.
the body cams. Yes,
Yeah.
I put a body cam on now too.
Oh
And
yeah.
we get so much good stuff with body cams
Oh
too. So
wow.
I got my camera going panning back and forth, and my body cam's catching what's in front of me and what I'm seeing. So it's really, like I
Is
said, I
that
like my cameras.
is the body cam a night vision or is it a 4K or what is it?
Yeah, it's a night vision, and it picks up audio. It's awesome. It's as soon as the lights go down, the night vision pops right on.
Oh wow.
So you don't have to set anything. You just put it on, and then the batteries hold for like 6 hours, something like that. So you put that on and you record it. And sometimes you forget it's there, and then you go back and say, "Oh wow, I got this. I got this." It's pretty cool. So I like my
I'll have to
cameras.
consider that. Yeah, I'll have to consider that. Uh,
Mm.
have you tried anything like a trail cam? Like leaving something like strapped to a railing or something like that. And then you can catch anything that comes by it. Whatever. Have you tried anything like that?
Well, I have used trap cams. Um, I prefer them for outside more than inside because when you're
Okay.
inside, it's a small location and you're going to get a billion pictures because everybody's be passing that.
Oh yeah.
You want to put it in a location where there's no traffic of people going back and forth and see what you can get. Trap
Like
cams are good. Yeah, but I put them in location. If I do use mine, it's always in the location because different investigations are different type of equipment that you bring between cameras and you know where you're going to go, and if you're doing it long enough, you know what to bring for what type of environment you're going to be in. So if it's going to be an outside, inside a private location, you learn. But trap cans are good for like a big area outside or like an area where nobody goes. You just throw it in there and just pick it up at the end of the night and see what you got.
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
that would help out, like if you're doing other research like Bigfoot or whatever, and then
Yeah.
you see something come across and it's not a bear, and then you wait a minute. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That would scare me though if I had that house and there was a Bigfoot creature walking past my yard. I'd be thinking, wait a minute.
Yeah. Like, whoa, what's going on here? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I had a strange animal when I first moved here, and I had T-Mobile as my phone service. Not anything wrong with T-Mobile. Don't get upset
Mhm.
anybody that has it, and don't hate me for talking bad. But just from my own experience, I didn't have a phone signal inside my house. So my first week here, I had to walk up to the road, a block up the alleyway, up to the highway, where I can get a phone signal. And then I turn around as I'm on the phone, and I see this weird looking wolf type creature, almost like a timber wolf or whatever. It wasn't a regular
Mhm.
dog because his back legs were different. But he didn't bother me. He just like looked at me, and I said, "Hey, how you doing?" Just like talk to him like he was a person. You know. And I went about my business. He went about his business and didn't see that whatever it was
Mhm.
ever again. But do you see anything like that in the house? Like maybe like you mentioned pets before. Have you seen a lot of pet activity like cat? You mentioned a cat. What about a dog?
Um. Well, we get like on Ron's radio. We did this show at it was the UFO Paranormal Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and Ron was doing a show and show there, and what was it's something new he started. It's he does the radio and he does the people going around. He gives a candle to people around the audience, and they ask questions. And and it came to me, and I asked a question. I said, "Mom, if Cookie's with you, can you have a bark?" The thing barked.
Mm-hmm.
30 people heard it. So I mean, that was something that was that we thought was really cool.
Yeah.
The dog barking. Um, but I have seen, as a sensitive, I have seen dogs. I've seen animals. I have even seen deers on the side of the road, like about to jump in front of your car.
Wow.
So, yeah, as a sensitive, I see that. As an investigator, I haven't picked it up yet on any of my equipment, but we have picked up cats and we have picked up dogs barking, cats meowing and stuff like that.
That's
You know,
interesting. Um, what do you think their purpose is there? Do they think that their owner is still there, their master is still in the house, or what?
that maybe it's the same thing like a human being. They don't realize they're dead.
Hmm.
You know, maybe
Interesting.
they don't realize. Maybe they don't realize they're dead, and they still go. They still come to houses. I had one years ago. I did investigate. Matter of fact, yeah, I did see that there was a private location, and the woman gave me the key to get into the place, and I walked in. I see two cats staring at the ceiling, and one of the cats see me and come running towards me and ran underneath the table. The other cat stayed inside. It was like a bedroom area. He was sitting there. They were just looking at the ceiling. This other cat comes running over and starts every time I went by and thing like hit my foot and like it felt like trying to bite my. I had cowboy boots on, so I really didn't feel it. So it's like, you know. And when the woman came home, I told her, your cat. I don't think it likes me. It keeps on attacking me. And she goes, "Oh, he's usually nice." And I said, "It's not that one. It's the one underneath the table." She goes, "I don't got one cat."
Oh,
And I'm like, "But there's a cat. I just seen a cat." I said, "The cat kept on hitting me." And we looked in the house. There's no other cat in the house. It was like, so that was a weird experience I had,
were you able
with
to
a
see
with a
the
cat.
were you able to see the color of the cat and everything?
The
Or
cat. It was a black cat. It was a
oh
black
wow,
cat with white paws.
okay, that's weird. Let me
Yeah.
see. Facebook user. I'll put it up on the screen here. Let me see. Show. I'm learning this. Here you go. Can you read that?
Oh, my eyes are not that good.
Okay. I believe that all souls, man and or animals, only appear to family and friends when the person needs to hear from them, not want to hear from them. So when
I understand.
um
Yeah.
when it's needed for our own personal stability in our heart, I guess, or in our spirit.
Hmm.
I agree with that.
I
I
believe that too.
yeah,
Yeah.
I had a.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
I had people come to me, and they said they're like in a really stressful area, stressful part in their life, and they say, yeah, my mother's coming to me, or their father, whatever, my aunt,
Yeah,
and to me, and that's what I tell them. I said, you having stuff going on in your life right now that a little stressful, whatever, and they should usually say there's something going on here. I said, well, they're coming to show you that they're still behind you, and they're still behind you, and they're there for you, and they're backing you in whatever way they can, and they're trying to help you by feeling better that they're there.
yeah,
So I feel
yeah.
that's true. Maybe a pet's the same thing.
I've had
So,
a person do a reading for me, and they said that they did see the spirits that I talked about. They didn't know about them at the time that they did the reading, or the what you call it, remote view or whatever.
hmm
And anyway, they did that, and they found the ones that I was talking about before. And when they told me about them, I described exactly what they looked like, and they didn't tell what they looked like. They just said, "Yeah, there's a man down in the basement. There's this woman that's walking back and forth, and there's a kid there, and there's this and that and the other." And then they said they saw my mom. My mom passed away in
hmm
2012, and
hmm
so what they had said was that the spirits that are here are good spirits. They're friendly spirits. They're keeping the bad ones away. Which that makes a
hmm
lot of sense. They're protecting me, in other
hmm
words. So I'll
Yes.
accept that any day. When that's
Yeah.
the case. And
You have good
then she
spirits
said,
around you. That's good. Fine.
uh, she told me that my dog was here. Which my dog passed away in 2005, I think it was, something like that. I never thought of animals having a spirit personally. I
hmm
might be 100% wrong on that one, but anyway, that's that's all right. Um,
hmm
I never thought of animals having a spirit, but like I said, we could be wrong on that. But like you said, energy. Everything has energy, so that would mean that
It's a life form.
they have some kind of spirit in them. We might not understand it as a spirit like ours, you know,
Hmm
but it still has an energy source that that's loose on the. It's loose when it has no body to contain it. It's going around wherever. you know.
hmm
So apparently my dog is here watching me, and he said my dog used to sit at the front door and wait, like in my apartment when I lived in Plymouth, Minnesota, for a few years, and I used to go to work and I'd come home. My dog would be sitting there right at the front door waiting for me to get home in the hallway. And so this woman told me that. I didn't tell her about that, with my dog. And the woman told me, yeah, she's sitting right there, staring out, waiting for you to come home. you know, and I'm already there. But I mean, she said that's where she always sits. So I thought
Hmm.
that was kind of interesting to hear that part of it because nobody
Yeah,
knew
that's
that.
awesome that
Yeah,
your pet's still there, and you
yeah,
know, it's when your animals are still around, and you feel it.
yeah,
It's a good feeling, you know.
yeah. I agree with that. And we don't
Hmm.
have to understand it. I'm not saying, and we don't have to try to analyze it and make it a religious thing, positive or negative or whatever. What we have to do is basically be aware of it and accept it.
Hmm.
And that's true of
Yeah.
any spiritual activity that we are encountering, whether it be on an investigation or at the house or whatever. Be aware of it and accept it. And if you want to find out who it is, then ask the questions like what you're saying. But
Hmm.
uh, do it from a research intent. Don't do it to hurt the entity or to send them away or to destroy them or
Hmm.
what that could be a challenge and a confrontation that most of us do not want. Okay,
Hmm.
so you know
Yeah.
that already. So
Well,
don't argue with
if
them.
they don't bother you,
Right?
leave them alone. That's what I feel, because
Exactly.
once you start once you start messing with them, like anything else, somebody, eh, if you're sitting on your couch and somebody walks in your house and says, "This is my house now," you're going to go get confrontational with them. You say, "No,
Oh
this
yeah.
is mine." So if they're not bothering you, you're not bothering them. Or you might have a little, incidents here and there with banging and stuff like that. But if it's not bothering you,
Right.
not attacking you. If you're not floating above your bed 3 feet at nighttime,
I'm
you're
not.
okay.
I'm okay. I'm good on that. So, which is a good thing. I haven't had that trouble. Now I
Yeah.
have taken trips. You uh, astral plane or astral project, not projection, but actually
Hmm.
going to like another planet. Okay. I don't
Hmm.
know if you know about that, but I believe that all of us, when we go to sleep at night, whether you like it or not, we go places. Okay, we travel to places. I'm not claiming that I understand that or that I'm trying to prove anything. I have no proof. I can't show any proof. And
Hmm.
1 to 2 feet is okay, not three. Oh boy, I'm guessing that's probably Ron on the
Probably
Facebook.
wrong. I don't see the. I don't have
Yeah,
that part on the chat.
he's on the Facebook, I think, and so that's what and it sounds funny, so it sounds like it's probably him.
That is probably him.
But so now, w- what would be your favorite place? Oh no, it's Joe. I don't know who Joe is.
Joe.
Okay.
Oh, Joe. That's the probably the guy on my team, Joe C.
Oh, okay. Hi,
Or
Joe.
Donna. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Giuseppe. His name
Okay.
is Joe Giuseppe.
Okay. Good deal. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
They can all subscribe to the YouTube channel if they want, and then that'll help my numbers out and help the show numbers out and everything like that. Um, but yeah. So, what is your? Of course, I don't want to maybe put you on the spot, but anyway, I'll ask anyway. But what is your favorite spot that you've investigated?
I always say the same thing. The Hinsdale House. It's
Oh
in
yeah.
Hinsdale, New York. Yeah, that's my favorite spot. I've been there a couple of times. I haven't been there in the last couple of years. I seen the owner Dan just recently. He goes, "When are you coming out?" Um, it's like a 7 hour ride for us. So that's why we don't go out there as much as we want to, because
Yeah.
it's a distance.
Yeah.
But that's my favorite. Matter of fact, Joe was with me the one time, and Joe actually seen the front door open up.
Hmm.
We were all out, and I locked the door. I physically locked the door. We went in the next room. Also, we hear the door click, open,
Hmm.
and Joe actually seen it open.
Oh wow.
Then we ran out to the door to see what the hell was going on, and if somebody was in front of the house, they have a sensor in front of the house. So if somebody walks up the house, the sensor goes on, the light goes on, and there was no light on. The door just opened up, and there was no light on. So
Oh
yeah, that
man.
house is that place is pretty cool. I
What
really
was
like
what
that
was
one.
your sense about that? at that moment? Was it like? Did you feel anything present?
You kidding? I jumped up and said, "Yes, cool. This is great." As an investigator, we thought it was the greatest thing. You kidding? Yeah, that was like, wow, this is cool. But the problem was, all the cameras faced the wrong way. So all we hear on the camera is the click, open, and the door like squeaking open. Oh, but that was the greatest thing for us. But that place has a lot of activity going on there. I mean, you can sit in the kitchen and you can hear on the second floor kids laughing and running around and stuff.
Yeah.
You go up there, it's nothing. Then you go back as you're going down the stairs, they're giggling at you and stuff. But yeah, that place. Even the outside, we had some activity. That whole location, not just the house alone, the whole location. If anybody gets a chance to go out there to investigate, that's one of my favorites. And of course the Shanley Hotel. I like the Shanley Hotel, but I had a lot of activity out in
Oh yeah.
um, Hinsdale. You know, so yeah, even the Shanley we had a lot of activity there too. Um, but
Okay. Now
if anything,
Joe said the same thing happened on Paranormal Lockdown a week
mhm,
prior us being there, and it was televised, and the
yeah,
same time at 3:40 or at 2:45 a.m. Excuse me. I
yeah,
have a hard time
I just
reading
brought
that.
this thing up. Yeah, I just put it up. But yeah, matter of fact, they were there like a week before us, and they had the same issue. The door just clicked open and opened up on them.
Oh
Um,
wow.
so it was, and then it happened to us. It was like the coolest thing. Like I said, Joe was the one that seen it open. I was sitting on the other side. And I heard the click and an opening, and we ran over there, and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Of course, we're searching around the house and everything. We went outside and went to check it, but yeah,
Now
it was very cool.
there's another hotel or bed and breakfast in, actually I believe it's open for tours, and it's near Newburgh, New York, and it's like right near the like on the other side of the airport area, and it's a famous one. It was just on that show that they go and do investigations and try to help people clear the house and all that stuff, or the locations, and
Really?
what is that show called? Um, I don't know. No, but anyways, what a woman is a medium or psychic medium, whatever, and
Oh,
then
Dead Files?
yeah, there you go, dead pals, yeah,
Hmm.
and they they go into the place and they do all the research on it and everything like that, and then
Hmm.
they uh sometimes are able to clear things out. What they found out about that place, so it was kind of, if you watch the series, I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anybody, but too bad. Uh, what happens is they find out that they had the whole at one time they had seances, in the main room there at the table, and they were using part of the old floor for the table, which carried the energy of whatever was there, right? And then they
Hmm.
had some kind of uh thing outside that they set up as a what do you call it when you set something up like a monument or a memorial or something like that, and you do exercises around it. You do different spiritual things around it, whatever. And anyway, they said there was a lot of energy around there, and the guy that owned the hotel or the bed and breakfast, he didn't want to change that. He didn't want to stop that. So of course he keeps
Hmm.
having activity, obviously, right?
Yeah, you're probably making money off the thing too,
Yeah,
because
there you go.
he's guys like us paying to get in.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. So, but I mean that's okay if that's if it's real activity and it's happening, then that's the way it is. Um,
Hmm.
hopefully it's not anything goofy that they're just setting up and making it happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hopefully it's real activity and you can actually get some real captures of things that you might not have seen any other time, which would be good.
Hmm.
And hopefully that
Yeah.
doesn't hurt the research of it. And that's the main thing
Yeah.
is that we wanna validate the research of it, make sure that people know, okay, this is really happening. It's not a joke, you know.
Hmm. Yeah, that's. I mean, there are people out there that, like the group I'm with, me, Ron Lord is. We with April, the New Jersey the housewife, the psychic
Yep,
housewife.
yep,
Even Tony and Sherry and Chris, all good, and they we all try to. We go into locations, but we don't. Everything is not haunted. It's you try to look at something and say, well, maybe that's more natural.
hmm,
Maybe we try to, but there's a lot of investigators out there that look at certain things and say, there's something there, there's ghosts here, it's haunted, it's haunted. Sometimes that's not necessarily the story, you know,
yeah,
and they amp it up, and that's why we try to get whatever we can. That's we try to make things, you know, we we really look at things so deep into it to make sure it's real or something we can't prove or anything. And then we go amongst each other and say, hey, look at this evidence, look at this evidence. Uh, Joe on my team, and we pass out evidence amongst each other to see what the other person sees, and we don't tell them what they see, what you can get out of it. And
yeah,
then if all of us say, well, none of us could prove it wrong, it's a possibility there is some sort of evidence going on. But it's not every team's like that. Not everybody's out there like that. They, like I said, they get a little piece of dust, and it's it's wow, it's a spirit of my great grandmother or this one,
hmm,
and yeah, they just want to believe they got something, and that grew us also as investigators because they're not going to take us seriously.
all right. So what you have to um be um centered or relaxed in your own mind and relaxed in your own heart, and we can't let other people direct us as to what we are to believe or not believe. Um, that might be a one-sided way to look at things, but you know what? I'm not going to let anybody convince me that what I'm looking at is a demon or what I'm seeing is a demon, especially when they're not harming me. They're not trying to hurt me,
Hmm.
you know, the ones I'm dealing with. I'm not saying demons don't exist. I'm not saying that. I'm saying mine are not demons that I don't believe they are.
Hmm.
I don't feel any negative uh, e- energies here. Now, I did see a hat man one time, not the guy in the suit, but it was a guy in a black suit. I couldn't see the guy's face. Normal hat man, you can't see the face very well, right? You just see the
Hmm.
figure of a man in a dark suit, and and you can feel the negative energy. I did see that one time, but I told it to
Hmm.
go away, and it went away, and it has not been back that I know of. So again, that could be because of the good spirits that are here. You know.
Hmm.
So, um, in your many years of investigating, what was your first one that you found something weird or odd in a spiritual activity?
Um, well, how I got really into it, I told the story a couple of times, and it's like I was, um, where I grew up was in Glendale, New York, and we're surrounded by, I think it's like 7, 8 cemeteries, maybe 9, and everywhere we went, you spend time in the cemeteries because a lot of times that's where you hung out. But this one time we were going to the next town over, so we cut to a cemetery at nighttime. During the day, we went to it was I remember the old TSS stores.
Yeah.
It's the Times Square stores. They're long gone. Giving away my age there. um, and we went to the store, and then afterwards we left. We were a bunch of girls and everything. Maybe it was like 7, 8 of us, something like that. And we're walking back, and before we jumped to the fence, go back to Glendale. Um, I seen a full body apparition of a woman standing by a grave. She was
Yeah.
praying, and her hair was blowing in the wind, and a gown, and there was no wind. It was weird. And I turned to my friends and said, "Do you see this?" And nobody's seen it. So I freaked out a little bit there, and then I left. But right after that, that's when I started getting into going to cemeteries at nighttime, and um, that's when I started going with dowsing rods. I dowsing rods made out of coat hangers, the metal
Yeah.
coat hangers and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and um, my compass, my Boy Scout compass, and that's how I started getting into it. I think that was more my change to start getting into it. My one experience that really pushed me over, because like I said, I was a sensitive, so I was experiencing things since I was like 3, 4 years old, and just continued through life. And then by the time I was 13, I seen a full body apparition, and it was like,
Wow.
okay, this is it. I'm going to start looking, and that's what I did. I
How
started
many how
looking, and
many how many full body apparitions have you witnessed?
this time I couldn't tell you. I
More
couldn't
than
tell you.
10?
I see a lot.
More than 10,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
way more than 10. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, at one time, I was so opened up, I was seeing them daily. A couple a day. you
Did you wonder
know,
why? Did you wonder why you were seeing them and not necessarily anyone else?
that's why I got into paranormal, to see why.
Okay.
I never understood. As a kid, like I said, my mom knew what I was seeing, but she told me not to say anything. That's back in the 70s, 60s,
Right.
70s,
You don't talk
80s.
about that.
You don't talk about it. You're crazy if you do. In the 80s, I started talking more about it and started doing more stuff because I was older then. But as a kid, you weren't allowed to talk about things like that. And
Right.
and a lot of stuff I've done, I've pretty much self-taught myself. I self-taught myself, I guess,
Yeah.
how to investigate because there was nobody back then for me to look at. I didn't know who the Warrens were, or any of these people that were doing it back then because I wasn't, you know, I had a black and white TV, so we really, do with the ones that you change by hand and stuff like that. So a
Three
lot of things
channels.
I
We had
didn't.
3 channels, and sometimes
Hmm.
the PBS would come in, but normally we just had 3 channels.
Yeah, UHF.
Yeah.
I used to watch wrestling, Lucha Libre.
Yeah.
Um, but and of course we were the remotes back then. Your father goes, change the channel. There was no
Yeah.
remotes back then. But I really had nothing to look to actually see how to investigate and stuff. And then in the
Right.
80s, 90s, you know, 90s, I started getting a little more into it, and I started noticing. I got my first computer was in 96. And then I went on a website, um, and I started noticing people on websites, they were doing investigation and stuff. And then shows started coming out like the sightings,
Yeah.
and that was like a show. Like, wow, the first thing I've seen was the Sally House, and that's on my bucket list. That's one house I have to go. But I started seeing them. They're doing investigation and psychics and everything. So I thought this is pretty cool. I want to give it a shot. That's what I started getting more and more into it. As a kid, I tried to do some stuff, but other than that, you know, and then I started my team in '96. I started my team in '96 also. It was like all three of us, me, myself, and I.
Hmm.
You know, nobody wanted to join me. Everybody's like, "Oh, you're crazy. No, why are you doing that?" All kinds of nasty people putting me down. Especially, like I said, a lot of the religious people was putting me down. Um, so
And then they
that's why I
call
did
you
it
for help.
myself.
And then they call you for help. Hey, can you look
It,
at this?
it's funny that the same people, some of these people today, um, come to me and they say, "Oh, wow, you do that? Oh, that's cool." But that's the same person that back then. If I said anything, they would put me down for it. So I kept it a secret for a long time. A lot of
Right.
my friends didn't even know I did it. A lot of my friends, I mean, I did it on my own because I didn't
And
want
when
to
they
share it because you're gonna
right.
get put down for it.
And when they come when they come back to you for help, you don't remind them of it. You just go ahead and help them, right?
Yeah,
You just have
that's the
that
way it
open
is.
heart, yeah.
You know,
And then when you
the
prove your
'70s was bad, and the '80s. You know.
and when you prove
Yeah.
your gift, then they can say, "Oh, wow!" Then they can
Hmm.
get to learning. They can get
Yeah.
trained on it. And
See, not to 2004. That's not. It wasn't accepted to like the series like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures, even Paranormal. What was that? The
probably about 10 years ago. Maybe.
Paranormal. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was a while ago. That was
Yeah,
2004 or five, and
yeah,
that's when people say, "Oh, this is pretty cool." And they start watching the series and stuff like that. You know, but stuff like you know movies is what scared a lot of people too. You like what do you call it? The paranormal movie. What was that? The Poltergeist.
oh yeah.
That scared everybody. Everybody's like, "Oh man, there's
At
going to
that
be
time, it
things
was
shooting out
freaky.
at cemetery." Yeah,
I mean,
everybody thought there's going to be.
when the TV went out after the national anthem at the
Yeah,
midnight, right, or whatever,
the
and
static.
we were all supposed to go to sleep and get the full night's sleep. Not now, we don't do that, but anyway, uh, back then it did, and when you had the snow, uh, what we call snow on the screen, and
Yeah,
how that movie starts out with that on the screen, it's like, oh crap, that happens to me every night.
yeah, yeah. I know. You pass out and you wake up and it's like, yeah, which is cool. It's white noise. That's what we call white noise now. Back
Yeah,
there we used to call it snow. We have snow on the
that's
TV.
what I remember.
So
Snow. We didn't have the white
yeah,
noise term, but I'm
yeah.
sure
There
it was
was
called white noise. We just didn't have it as kids. We didn't have the
yeah.
term.
Well, and I guess in some people they call it white noise. I don't know. Maybe the people that were into the paranormal back then, that like the Warrens and stuff like that, and maybe they had the term white noise. I don't know,
Mhm.
but growing up in a house that we really didn't talk about paranormal, it was snow.
Right.
There was snow on the
Interesting.
screen.
All right. Well, that's a lot of fun. Well, do you have any book? Well, you're on. Let me check the book here. You're on page 59, I think it is. Right.
Ron put me on 59. That
I think so. Let me check. I'm getting there. Hold on. Yeah, there you are. 59.
there I go.
There you go. See, I really got the book, people.
Yeah, I got the
So,
same shirt on.
yeah, there you go. There you go. Perfect, right? So, hey, get
Yeah.
this, guys. It's on Amazon. If you want Ron to sign it, you're gonna have to meet him. He'll sign it for you. But yeah. So, um, or you can chat with him and he'll work it out for you, and we'll figure it all out for where you can get his autograph. But yeah, just make sure that you purchase that book on Amazon. Not that expensive, really. I think shipping is more expensive than the book.
Yeah. I mean, it's not. It's a good. I haven't read it yet. But what
I
I know
actually
people that
read,
have,
yeah,
and they
what I
say it's
actually
good.
read so far, I read the back of the book and I read the foreword from Tony Rathman. So, very interesting so far. But I'll get to the rest of it, and I'm gonna honestly do a review on that, and I also got a few others I gotta do for some other people. I actually gotta
Hmm.
read the book though, so that means I gotta read it and explain what I like about it, whatever. I don't know. I haven't done a review yet on Amazon. I have to figure out how to do that
Yeah.
yet.
On Wednesday nights I'm on. Um, we do his radio on Wednesday nights, and they're in Jersey and I'm in New York, and I do it on the Google's Dual, and
Oh yeah,
we've got two locations. So I do usually we usually do it Wednesday nights. And it's interesting. It really is interesting. I've been doing this with them uh, over a year and a half now.
oh cool. All right.
And so it's very interesting. And I've seen how he went from this boombox radio into all these other things, into the computer stuff and everything, and how he made it. come from the boombox sound to what is now, how it just goes through the computer and how he could get the words out of this thing easier than what
Mm-hmm.
we used to listen back then. But
Interesting. And that's fun.
so
You have anything coming up that's new as far as uh, investigation or events that you're going to be involved
well,
with?
like I said, I'm gonna be in next month. I'm gonna go to Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, and Chris Olga's gonna be there,
Oh yeah,
um, and Audrey, and I'm gonna meet them. That's the first time I'm gonna meet them,
that's good.
so that's gonna be cool. I'm going there with Joe, the guy on my Giuseppe. He's going with me, um, and then after that, I think I'm gonna be working with Ron at the Para Unity. I think he
Yeah.
might have a table there. I'm not sure what he's doing yet with that,
Are you
but
going to be at Pine Bush then, or that's in June, the
um
first weekend?
um yeah, I'm gonna be there with that too.
Pine Bush
Pine Bush.
Paranormal. Yeah.
I'm gonna be at Gettysburg Battlefield Bash.
Oh,
Well,
wonderful.
I'm gonna the VIP party at the Unity Para Unity also. So I'm gonna
Oh,
be part
okay.
of that also.
Oh, cool.
Um, and then September, there's supposed to be, I think, a book signing. Ron's book has a book signing in
Oh, there you go.
September at Shanley Hotel. I'm going to be at that with them.
Oh, wow.
I, I think in I think it's going to be we're going to be also at the Para Unity in Massachusetts, the Mass Fest, I think it's called. Um, so he's going to be doing that. And in between there, we're going to be doing investigations on and off different
Yeah.
locations.
I think if you do
So,
these, if you can possibly do some live streaming at some of these events, that would be a lot of fun. And we
mhm,
see how you guys interact with the people that are coming to the plate and to the different events and things. And I think
yeah,
that'd be a lot of fun.
yeah. Lourdes does usually most of the live streaming for us
Oh,
because
okay, there you go.
I'm usually the guy running with the cameras
Yeah,
and my equipment and stuff like that. Lourdes does a lot of the streaming with that. Because we just, as a matter of fact, a couple weeks ago, he did the thing in Pine Bush.
hmm
Um, and then the next night we went to Shanley. We were at the Shanley Hotel, and John Zaffis showed up, and it was really something. How it
Oh, wow.
was like, whoa, it was like the Godfather Paranormal's here. That was so cool. He just showed up, and because it was a private event, it was just us there, and he showed
Yeah,
up. So that was good. And Ron ran his radios, and he was really impressed with Ron's radios. I really couldn't believe how impressed he was. He was hearing things nobody else heard.
oh
He has an
yeah,
ear for that. He really
yeah.
does.
I gotta
You
get used to
know.
the new radio I just got, and I have an SB11 that I use, and I still gotta get
Mhm.
understand that. Now I've gotten voices across that. I don't know what they are, but exactly, but it's weird, you know. And
Mhm.
it's something. I don't know what it is, but it is something. So there is that. We might not have all the answers, but we need to understand that we are witnessing some kind of activity. And
Mhm.
so don't think that you're crazy. Of course, I know you don't, but anyone else that's trying to figure out what things are when they happen to you at 3 a.m. in the morning or whatever, or overnight, or you're just waking up in the morning, you feel strange, like something happened. Do some research. Find out what's happening. And be
Mhm.
aware of it. Don't be afraid of it. There's two different ways you can look at that. You can be afraid of it, you'll
Mhm.
never get the answer. If
Yeah,
you're
that's
aware
what I
of
always
it,
tell.
yeah, go ahead.
That's why I always tell everybody: if stuff happens at nighttime, get a journal and log it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start
Log
doing
it.
that seriously.
Log
I
everything
Yeah,
because it also gives you an understanding of something you might understand. Like, oh, this noise, and there's somebody that lived here at this time, and you said you seen somebody down the basement at like a workbench, and you hear them banging from there.
yeah,
Okay, Maybe that was the person that was there. Your house is 1940. What was there before that? Was it just land, or was it
Just
a
land,
homestead?
yeah. Yeah, it was
And
just
they ripped
land.
down the houses and stuff. It was just land,
Yeah, just land. It's
you know.
farming land all over here, and then they made this a city, and then we still got cornfields all around us, and
Mhm.
and so it was all farmland, I'm guessing. And this town, or Jeffers is the name of the town, but it's been a city or town for quite a while. So
Mhm.
it has pictures from the 1800s and things like that. And,
Mhm.
so it's been around, but I don't think that any house has been on this lot here. I think this was a field before. They had the main town, a couple of farmhouses, and that was it. And, they had, like, over 2,000 people at one time that lived in this town. Now we have 369. So everybody
I got
moved
more
away.
people living in my apartment building. You
There you
kidding?
go.
My cooperative. You kidding me? I got more
Well,
people living in this one building than you have in
yeah.
town.
And then we have in Wyndham, which is a 30-minute drive from here. There's like over 5,000 people that live there. So I think that's where everybody from here went to, was Wyndham.
Mhm.
And basically, those who are here are just diehards that like the little town, and they're here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I do like a small town. I lived in Minneapolis and all that area. That's a crazy place up there, in Minneapolis,
Mhm.
Minnesota. And when you're dealing with two, what they call twin cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul, you have over 700,000 people that you're dealing with,
Mhm.
close to a million people in those two cities. Okay. And
Mhm.
you're going to have problems when you're dealing with that many crazy people up there. No offense towards anybody now, but I'm just saying.
You don't have to tell me I'm from New York, so
There you go. So when
New
I
Yorkers
moved
here.
from there to here, to the small town, it was like, man, what a difference. Quiet, even with the problems that we have here, it's still quiet.
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't have anybody shooting at me yet, so that's a good thing. I've been here
Yeah.
5 years. Yeah. Well, you never know; it could happen anytime. Just I
Could happen
always say,
anywhere.
when
So.
I always take my drive, and I do live drive when I do live streaming of my drive, and I do that because deer come out anywhere at any time, and I like to catch that just in case, for insurance reasons or whatever. I don't know, but in case anything weird happens, like a UFO or whatever.
Mhm.
But I always have this statement all the time when I'm getting to my final leg of the trip and getting home, and I always say, well, on a positive note, I did not see any UFOs. I did
Mhm.
not see any aliens. I didn't have any abductions, and did not see any deer. And I always have "yet" at the end of that, because at any time, any of those things can change, like you
Mhm.
know, in a second. In a blink of an eye, you can have a deer run out of nowhere, which I've had that happen.
Mhm.
And where they came from, I don't know. They're just out of nowhere, just bam, right beside me, and all of a sudden they're running in front of my car, and it's like, wait a minute, where did you come from? I have only seen one weird thing that I can't explain, and uh, I don't really say much about it because I don't really have enough evidence to discuss it. Not really much as far as the UFO is concerned. And then the weird thing was just the deer activity, just out of nowhere, just deer appear and then they're gone. Like, I haven't seen a whole lot of deer in the last uh, 3 months or 4 months. And of course it's
Mhm.
winter time, so I don't know where they all go hide, but they go hide somewhere.
They're down your basement banging on the wall.
And there you go. That's what's making that noise down there. That's why it
Down
smells
the
down
deer's all
there.
down your basement.
That's right.
They're
That's
all
why it
banging.
smells. That makes sense. Now that answers that. Okay,
See now,
now
see,
we
yeah.
got the answer now. Thank you for that. Now we got that. All
I
right.
don't see deer at all. So where I am,
Yeah.
there's no deer.
Do you have any books that you're gonna be doing? Any new books?
Well, I'm still in the midst of writing.
Okay.
Mind, you know, I'm writing a lot of the experiences I had through the years.
Okay.
Um, so I have a lot of a lot of stories that I'm sharing that I didn't share a lot of my stories through the years because of you know it wasn't accepted back years ago.
Mhm.
So I'm just starting to write some stuff down. So maybe Ron to teach me some
All right.
teach me something.
There you go. Good deal. Yeah, and then I
Yeah.
think he has his second book coming out pretty soon as well. So
Yeah, I'm not sure he's finished with it yet, but he does have a second book that is in the works,
yeah,
and it's already going to be, as soon as he's done, he's just going to give it over, and they're gonna put it out for
yeah,
him,
and then
which is cool.
the publisher on this one is Beyond the Brave Publishing. In case you
Hmm.
didn't know that. So
Yeah, so he'll have another one out.
oh yeah,
Ron, and as soon as he's done with his second one, he's going to be starting his third one.
there
I
you
know
go.
Ron too well. He
Well,
keeps on going.
you better autograph that one and send me a copy, and I'll pay for it. So
Yeah, yeah, he's good like that. And, I mean,
oh
we
yeah,
just did the Rochester. I told you the Parafest, and he had some books at the table and people coming up, and he was signing them, and he was he was in his glory. I mean, people talking to him, and so many people now are starting getting into the ITC stuff of the paranormal.
oh yeah,
Um, I'm amazed how many people are so interested in that now. You know,
yeah.
but
Well,
they're not like
technology.
Ron. Ron does it every day at work, and then we
Right.
do it once a week at his house. At his house. Um, every chance he gets, he does it, and he does so much research on it, and he's bringing so much from that big boombox we used to listen to through a portal
Oh
to
yeah.
running it through a computer now.
Wow.
He's doing great work with that. He really is,
All right.
and I'm proud of him. He's like a brother to me, so
Oh yeah.
I
Well,
connect to him.
I'd like to get one of those boxes,
Mhm.
but they're out of my price range at the moment. But if anybody
Mhm.
wants to donate, I'm willing to test it. I'd be
Well,
willing to be a tester. You know.
there are cheaper ones. You don't have to have the big boom box. You don't have to have those big expensive boxes.
Yeah.
There are cheaper ones. Contact him, and
Yeah.
he'll really direct you to beginner stuff. You know,
Oh yeah.
you, know, you don't want to buy what are you, $300-400 radio when you're just
No.
going to start doing it once in a while or
Yeah.
just going and play
Right.
with it. He could really bring you into something similar at a cheaper price and
Right. I'm gonna
smaller.
show you. I'll show you the one that
You
I
know,
got. I have to get it. Hold on a second. Go ahead and talk though. Go ahead.
yeah. But I mean, he can tell you how to go the cheaper way. Also, he's he really knows what he's doing, and like I said, he came a long way of doing all his the radio, how he brought it. I mean, Tony Rathman is like it's like his apprentice now. you know, because Ron is really knows what he's doing. We call him Ronopedia. He seems to know everything.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's an interesting field, and ITC is opening up new doors for us to investigate and bring stuff. Ooh,
Okay.
I
What?
think the radio turned on. Is that a
Oh,
ghost?
I got it. I got it.
Did a ghost
Um,
turn it on?
no, I didn't turn it on yet. Hold on. Here's what I got. No, I didn't have it on. So now it's on. But now that's an FM station that it got. For some reason, it's
Mhm.
Christian has a Christian radio station. But anyway, um, let me turn that down. Uh,
Yeah, Christian radio station. I don't know if that's appropriate for paranormal
no.
investigating.
But anyway, what I got here is if I do a scan. Let me see. I want to put it on. There you go. MW, whatever that means. MW.
Midwave.
Midwave, okay. And then it has a scan option. Hard to see these numbers here. Oh, that didn't do right. There you go. Now you see it scanning.
Yeah, I see that.
And it stops when it gets something, but I don't hear it. But it's picking up something when it stops. And then it'll scan some more, I guess.
Yeah. He's gonna have to show you how to go with the waves and what
Oh, yeah.
what hertz to put it to and set it up.
Yeah.
Because it's not a sweeping radio. It's not a sweeping radio.
Oh, it does. Well, it has the scanner, automatic scanner thing, which is nice. So it'll stop and it'll pick up some things. I don't know what it's picking up, but anyway, it'll stop. I got rechargeable batteries in here, so I can plug in the charger port right there, and plug in the charger port and charge up my batteries right in the radio.
Yeah, but his radio is not a sweeping radio. It actually.
Oh, okay. His radio is not.
He puts it on a station. He puts it at a certain hertz on the station, and he listens, and it's the white noise that's coming out. Right. So all you hear is like that. Shh.
Now I can do that on this one here. I can have that. Let me see. That's FM. No, I don't want FM. Now where's the shortwave? There's the shortwave. Okay. There you go.
You hear that? That's what he goes through. Feeds it to the radio.
Yeah.
If words come through there, the stuff comes through there. It shouldn't.
Right.
So what you're hearing, it could be something trying to speak to you, or something trying to communicate with you.
Right. Now, do you think that if I'm doing this, am I attracting them, or is it just something out there that happened to be picked up by this?
Well, if you do enough, I feel that things may start being attracted to the radio, and it might start.
Or any equipment.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't matter what equipment it is. Let me turn that off so we don't. There you go. Now you can talk. But anyway, this is a neat little gadget, though. I'm going to learn more about it.
Nice little toy.
Yeah, and it's a PL360 by Texon. It comes with the antenna, too, by the way.
And
it has
awesome.
another.
That's good antenna.
No, it has its regular antenna that it pulls out here. Pretty good size.
Yeah, that's for the midwave, or is that short wave or long wave? Yeah.
Yeah, and it also has a wire antenna that you clip on to if you want to have it up, on something else, and you get a better signal as it sits away from the radio.
That's nice.
So, for the price, it was only $49 on Amazon. So, Tony explained it, and I got the right name of it and everything like that, and I was able to order it, and it's like, man, it came within 2 days, and it's like, now what do I do with it? But I'll learn it. I'll figure it out, and I learned how to set the time on it. So I got that part right. I got to learn how to set the I guess there's temperature setting. I got to change to the right. It's not 72 degrees outside. I know that might be 72 in the house, so. But anyway, that might be what it's reading is in the house temperature, But there's a way to set an alarm for it so it can wake you up in the morning or whatever. It can start working at a certain time or whatever. I'm not really sure what all that does. But anyway, I'm going to figure all that out. I'll get used to it, and hopefully I'll get some evidence here. And these things turn on the end. I don't know what I guess they turn for a different signal. I'm not sure what that's about. This is a high-frequency AM radio. Or high-frequency range. And it's AM radio. So, or AM antenna, rather. Excuse me. But anyway, yeah, so this has the FM band, has the shortwave, midwave, and AM. So, You might have another one in there that I haven't found yet, but still learning. Has a belt clip on it, really nice.
Oh,
Put it
that's
right on
good.
your belt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially on
has a
investigations. You
yeah
put it on
has
your
a
belt so you can carry the other equipment.
there you go. Has a case. You know, it has a Chevy symbol just like my car. Look at that.
Yeah.
Not that I'm advertising for anybody. Okay. So, uh, but
Unless
anyway,
you get paid.
yeah, that's right. So I wanted to share that with you. So there you go. I'm advancing on that one. I bought a little webcam, a video cam, 4K, just regular 4K video cam, nothing too expensive, like about $100 or so for it. But it can pick up some amazing stuff. Just that
Hmm.
alone, just that camera alone. It has
Does it have
Wi-Fi.
night vision on it? Is it night vision on it?
It can take really good night shots. Yeah, very good dark.
Yeah.
You can see at nighttime where, like if you're looking at a night sky, or nightscape of a city or whatever, it does really well
Hmm.
picking up those lights, and things like that. So yeah, it'll do that. So
No,
yeah,
that's
I'm
nice.
thinking
Okay.
on that one there again. That thing has so many settings on it. I have to learn all that. And
Yeah. Yeah.
so it takes time to work with it and try to figure it out and play with it a little bit to figure out how to make it work. But yeah, so I'm having fun learning about all this stuff. So I'm watching you guys when you do your stuff. So keep posting that stuff and share it and get the information out so we can all learn what you're doing. And that's just kind of the fun part about it is that we can all work together to help each other out. With
Hmm.
that learning ability and the more people that have the awareness, I think that's better for us. That's better for everybody, you know. So
Yeah.
it helps us understand what's happening, what's going on. Maybe we might come up with some kind of answer that nobody else does, or you come up with an
Hmm.
answer that I don't. That's what's good about working with a team.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm always learning. I've been doing this for such a long time, and I'm always learning something new from
yeah,
somebody. I could be a person just got into the field with a suggestion. You're like, you know, maybe that'll work. You know, you
yeah,
have to come in open minded. And you can't say I know everything. You don't.
right. And I
You
always
know.
say this. I mentioned this on the other show before, but I always say this that if somebody comes to you and they say that they are 100% sure of whatever they're talking about, run really fast, run away really fast. Don't sit there trying to figure out what they're saying. Don't listen to them. They don't have a clue what you're talking about or what they're talking about, and it's just going to get you in trouble.
Mm.
But now, if you get somebody that has the experience of learning this gift or this process, and they're actually sharing their research, and they're not, you know, no one's getting rich off this stuff. They're just having fun sharing the research, and that's the
Costs
main
us more
thing.
money.
Yeah, yeah.
It costs us
Um,
money.
yeah, you might make a few bucks at the conferences and things like that when you sell a book or whatever, but you're not gonna
Hmm.
make $1 million off it, I don't think. If you do,
Hmm.
let me know how.
Yeah.
And I can make some too. But
You
yeah,
get some sexy ghost in it.
there you go. There you go.
That always sells.
Well, I think we about covered a lot of info, didn't we? We're almost at 2 hours. Are you okay with that?
I'm fine.
All right. Um, what would be your number one? I should start doing what Kevin Hale does. Kevin Hale does his own podcast and stuff. And he always asks the kind of like a speed round of top five stuff or whatever. So let me ask you. I'm gonna start doing that on these shows just to be letting Kevin Hale know that I'm taking lessons from him and learning how he does things. So okay, what was that? That was shouldn't be on there. I hit a button on that thing. But anyway,
Oh,
so the first thing, do you like cake or pie?
Cake or pie? Pie.
Yeah. Just like, do you like one or the other more than the other?
I like pie.
Oh, there you go. What kind?
Pie, yeah. Are you kidding? Nice
What
apple
kind?
pie, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Apple.
Pineapple. All right, apple pie. Apple pie. Yeah.
Apple. Yeah, yeah, apple.
Not pineapple. Who eats pineapple pie?
I was like,
Huh.
I don't know about that.
Apple pie. Okay, good deal. Um, what's your favorite movie?
My
You
favorite
mentioned.
movie?
Yeah. It doesn't have to be
Um,
paranormal related. It can be any movie.
Godfather.
Oh, there you go.
I could watch that any time of day or 24 hours. I just watch the series right through. Yeah.
Um, if you had a, what would be your favorite car? I'm not doing this right 'cause I'm trying this for the first time.
My favorite car?
Yeah.
I couldn't touch it, but I like the Dodge Viper.
Oh, there you go. The
I
big
got
one with the
expensive
12.
taste. I got champagne taste and beer pockets. You know.
There you go. You're stuck driving the old uh F-150 or something like that.
Yeah.
Not a new one. Not a new one. An older one.
Yeah, that's
Or
on
a
its last
Chevy.
leg, like
Yeah.
200, 300,000 miles on
There you go.
it.
And you can't put gas in it because you ain't got a buck left.
Nope.
If you could go anywhere in the world, either on vacation or, well, we'll say for an investigation, where would it be?
Oh, Ireland. I'd love to go to some of those old castles down there.
Oh yeah, there you go. That'd be fun. All right. I'm gonna work on these questions. I'm gonna learn some good questions, and we probably need to stay to the topic of what we're discussing, right? But we're gonna go off topic anyway a little bit. So anyway, favorite sporting event?
Favorite sporting event?
Yeah, if you have
I'm
any.
not really into sports, but
Okay.
uh, I, I, this is my song. I watch a show, BattleBots,
Oh
robots
yeah,
that destroy
yeah. I
each
see
other.
that. I see
I
that.
guess that's a sport. I really
Yeah.
don't watch sports, you know,
No, I've
unless
seen
it's ghost involved.
BattleBots, and it's
BattleBots.
technology. The guys build the robot from scratch.
Hmm.
They program it and everything. So pretty amazing what they can do.
And then they fight. They
Yeah,
make the robots fight. Yeah, it's like,
and one of them do not make it out alive.
yeah.
That's pretty bad when you
Two
spend,
go in, one comes out.
yeah, you spend $30,000 on a robot to fight, and then one loses, and that's not good.
Hmm.
Not to mention the money to get to the event, but holy cow. But what would be if you could invent one piece of equipment, what would that be for investigation?
Invent a piece of equipment. Uh, I would try to do something more with videos and stuff like that.
Well, there you
Some
go.
sort of some sort of lighting that a ghost is invisible, and you got this light that could actually shine to show where the ghosts are
Oh
without
yeah,
even see. Yeah, something to show you where the ghost is physically with some kind of light or
there you
with
go.
the camera. Yeah, that's
Like
what I would probably do.
remember the old black lights we used to have,
Yeah.
and where if you're wearing white, of course you'd show up really good. Well, what if you had a
Yeah.
light like that? I don't know if that would pick up a ghost or not, but
Yeah.
I know that they use the laser grids, which
Hmm.
can kind of pick up a shadow evidence of a ghost, right?
Yeah.
And
That
so,
yeah, it shows the shadows, but still it's a shadow. I
yeah,
want something that could see
you want to see
a
the.
shine in it. I see it right there,
There you go.
and
If
look
you
at you
had
like,
a
oh shit, he sees me.
All right, now if you had a favorite person you could meet from the past, who would that be, and what would you ask them?
And what do you mean history?
Yeah, like, would you want to meet President Lincoln? Would you want to meet, anybody?
Person in the past I would like to meet. Uh, Julius Caesar.
Oh, okay. And what would
Yeah.
you ask him?
What I would ask him?
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. We ask him like, how's the wine? you know, you know,
There you
you
go.
know.
Good point.
It's like, you know, something like that. Maybe ask him maybe strategies, what he was thinking when he tried to take over the world and stuff like that. But
Yeah, there you go.
you know,
What I'd
yeah.
like to do, what I like to do is request that you come back again at some point, maybe after one of your investigations, and if you can share something like a video or the uh, uh, pictures or whatever, or you share the audio evidence that you might get. That would be a lot of fun. I don't know how to do all that yet. I'm still learning that. But if you know more about the StreamYard thing, we can figure it out between the two of us, I think. Um, but I'd be more than willing to give it a try and have you back again, and we can share some evidence and things like that on things that you have.
Mhm.
And it can be a newest investigation with things that you can share. Don't do anything that you can't share, and it's going to be on a show or something like that. I don't want to take anybody's uh, work away from them or anything like that. But if it's
Mhm.
something
No,
that
I
you can
would never
share,
show anybody stuff. Anybody.
right?
I do have a YouTube channel. I just started it. I got like 10 videos on it right now.
Oh
So
wow,
they always go to Seekers Club of the Paranormal
okay,
YouTube, and then they can see some of the evidence I got there with some of the stuff we talked about, the SLS camera and EVPs and certain locations, and and there's people on there that you probably know also. Like I said, Ron Lourdes, April's on there, like Joe. There's people that my group of people that we go and investigate with. So yeah,
now, are you
they
are
could go
you
to
a
Seekers Club of Paranormal.
are you a drinking
Huh?
man? Not asking you to tell on yourself, but are you a drinking man?
Once in a while,
What
not
what
much.
is what is your favorite? That's what I was going to ask. What is your favorite drink?
My favorite drink?
Liquor. Mhm.
Oh, liquor. If I'm gonna drink liquor, I usually like what do you call it? Johnny Walker Black.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
If I'm
Whiskey
gonna
then.
drink a
All right.
liquor,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. That'll
Yeah.
put you out real
Or
quick too.
Jameson. That's Jameson. I like my Jamesons
Yeah.
also.
And then you don't smell like you're drinking either.
Yeah.
At least
Well, I'm
that's what
usually
they
a
say.
beer person.
Oh,
I'm usually
okay.
a beer person.
All right. You like the foreign beers, like German beers, or you like them American?
No, I'll drink a Heineken or
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
even Coronas. I mean, I used to drink Budweiser a lot, but I don't know. Does when I drink Budweiser, it doesn't scream my stomach anymore. I don't know. I got old, and my
you
stomach
get
I got old with me.
you get tired of it or whatever. It doesn't sit well
Yeah,
with you. That's true of
yeah.
anything, food or anything other thing that you might
Mm,
eat or drink. It happens like that. So, but anyway, well, that's a lot of fun. Let's see. Now we took up 10 minutes, right? Let me see. I'm checking the clock here. I have. Yeah, oh yeah, we're almost at 2 hours, so we're good to go, I think.
okay.
So,
We have 2 hours.
yeah, so we did pretty good, and we'll do better next time. I think we did probably as well as we did last time here. Of course, we had more people asking, helping us with the hosting, but I was by
Hmm.
myself tonight. So, what else are we gonna do, right? Just have
Well,
two of us
we
talking
did
about
pretty good.
stuff.
You
Oh
did pretty
yeah,
good by yourself.
I think we
Yeah.
had fun. Yeah, we had fun. Had fun sharing some stuff. Both of us did,
Mhm.
and
And you
hopefully,
finding out where all the deers go
oh yeah, there you go.
down the basement.
Yeah.
We all learned something tonight.
Oh yeah. Um, so we're gonna do this again, I hope, and you can let me know, reach out to me like you did this time, and just when you got a free moment, you can be a guest. You can even be a extra guest if we have someone else that we're gonna be on, whatever. You can just come and sit with us and be part of the round table, whatever you want to do.
That'd be
Um,
awesome. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
always down for anything.
Normally I have, like I have 4 or 5 people on the screen, and we're talking about whatever we're talking about.
Hmm.
Usually stuff that makes no sense that we're talking about, but
Yeah, the last time
uh,
we were on, I was on. You had like 5 people, 4 or 5
yeah,
people. Yeah,
yeah, it's a little
yeah.
more activity sometimes, but this was nice just to have 2 of us talking, and we had a lot of
Hmm.
people watching. We had up to 8 people that were tuning in on Facebook watching, and some on YouTube had like at least 2 or 3 people on YouTube that showed up, but the others were on Facebook. So they're watching. People are watching,
Okay.
and you put the message out there. I appreciate you posting that on the Facebook page. And for anybody that is watching here now, you can follow my station on Errt Radio Shows on Facebook page. You can also find us on YouTube, which is where we're at right now. On the primary stream is YouTube channel called Errt Radio. You can also download. I think you did, Anthony. You already got Mixler app because you were on the chat at one point. On the Mixler app, and so, but you get the
Yeah.
Mixler app. You get it on your PC, tablet, phone, whatever you got. You can use it on any of them. I just make sure you download the right version for your tech that you have, computer or phone or whatever, and then create an account with your email, and then you can be in the live chat on the live page at any time that we do a show. And we have a lot of shows throughout the week. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but we have
I see it. Yeah.
we have Monday night with Total Brian. He does music show for a couple hours, about 5 hours actually. And then Tuesday night we have Survivor Circle with Charles and Maria, and then we have um, what do we have after Tuesday? Not Oh yeah, Tuesday night bites with Kevin Hale and sometimes his friend Russ, mm, called Tuesday night bites, and they just uh, talk about all crazy stuff, whatever. A lot of fun, just open conversation.
That's
And
awesome. Yeah.
and then Wednesday night we do Soccer 82 Alpha at 7, and then at 8, or wait, at 7 to 9, at 10 rather. I'm in the Central Time Zone, so 7 p.m. Eastern to 9 p.m. and then 9 p.m. Eastern, or to no wait, 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. No, 9 p.m. my time. I'm
Your
getting mixed.
time.
Anyway, it's 8 8 p.m. then. Okay, no, 7 p.m. is when they come on here for Soccer 82 Alpha, and then 9 p.m. for Into the Outer Realms, or 10 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, we have Three Beards Podcast Archive. Have you ever heard of those guys? Three Beards Podcast on
Mm.
Facebook with Craig Ansel, and they do a lot of paranormal and fun stuff. They talk about weird stuff, high strangeness, they say, and they talk about all
I
kinds
got
of
tune
fun
in.
stuff. Yeah. Check that out. They're usually on Wednesday nights live, but I usually play a archive show of theirs that's a week old, that I play after Into the Outer Realms Revisited, which is a show from Joey Medea, and they have Joey and Tanya Medea. They have a show called Into the Outer Realms on Facebook, and I play their show usually 3 hours later after they do the live show. So I just do the audio part of it though. So on
Mm.
a Mixler. And then on Thursday night we have Geek In Podcast with Chris Harmon and Mitch Workman and Ricky Palmer, and they talk about game stuff, gaming, like the game consoles and things like that, different games that are new coming out. They talk about wrestling information because Chris Harmon is actually a what you call a minor league referee guy that worked with some of the shows there. So he knows a lot of people. I don't know if he's minor league, if that's the right thing to say in that phraseology. But anyway, um, then at 10 p.m. on Thursday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, we have a thing called Space Wave, which we're on episode 133, and it's music that Bobby Burgess picks out, and it's usually about 2 hours long, and it's just meditative, relaxing music. You listen to it and go to sleep with it. So that's pretty nice. And then Thursday night we have Music with a Theme, which is at 5 p.m., which Amanda from Canada. She's also a co-producer of some of the shows on KGRA radio, and she has been doing this show for over 5 years called Music with a Theme at 5 p.m. And so if you go to my website at radio.com, click on the tab Music with a Theme, MWAT, it has a fox, picture of a fox on it, and you click on it, it's at the top of the page, and it'll open up a lot of playlists that are some are 3 hours long, you know, and it's just a lot of music that she likes and that she plays and that she wants to share with us on Errt Radio. And then, of course, 10 o'clock here, we have the intermission transmission, which if you go to the tab on the right hand upper right, you can see all the different interviews that I have done. And on the web page, I think there's like 60 some shows, but there might be more that we haven't gotten up to the website yet. But anyway, still over 60 shows on there. Just and then on the other shows that I haven't, there are 10 or 20 shows that I haven't posted yet. So that's pretty darn good. So a lot of work, and we're just doing it for fun.
Mm.
so so that's my whole schedule. But hopefully, and of course, I do a morning show every morning, Monday through Saturday. I do a 2 hour music show that I do, which I play each week. I do a band that I like for that day. Like on Monday, I do Fleetwood Mac, and I just call it Mac Monday, Fleetwood Mac, and 'cause that was one of my favorite bands in the '70s, right? And
Mm.
then Tuesday, I have Train because well, Train Tuesday, you know, and so there's that. Wednesday, I don't really have a band for Wednesday, but I was gonna make it the Who though, because Wednesday starts with a W, Who.
Mhm.
Uh, and then Thursday is Tonic usually, and there's some other stuff that I play randomly, 90s and alternative usually, sometimes older rock and roll. And then
If you do
Friday
the
is
Who, play the Seeker
oh yeah,
song,
oh
and
yeah,
dedicate it to the Seekers Club of the Paranormal.
okay,
I love that
I
song.
will I will check it out. And then I have Amazon Music that I pay for. Uh,
Mm.
$8.99. But the interesting thing is that my credit union gives me a $10 credit for purchasing something on Prime. so, so it kind of evens out. I don't have to pay for the music, right? And then
Great.
I can stream it. I can have fun playing it and all that good
Mhm.
stuff. So that's a lot of fun. And so yeah, Friday is Foo Fighter Friday. 'Cause again, Foo Fighters is one of my favorite bands from the '90s.
Mhm.
So, because when the '80s came along, there wasn't really a whole lot of music out there for the hard rock and roll person. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you had the rock and roll scene. You had from the '60s, '50s, '60s, '70s, and then '80s. It like dropped off. There wasn't a whole lot of rock and roll stuff happening. Like metal or hard rock and roll or whatever. It
Mhm.
just kind of like died off for a little bit. In the '90s,
Mhm.
they came back with the alternative music, alternative rock, which
Yeah.
was
Yep.
the closest idea or closest genre to the original rock and roll. It had the similar beat, had a similar bass, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
then some of it was like the grunge, like Green Day and things like that, and just some of it's really bad, but then some of it's really good. And whether or not you like it, some of it sounds pretty cool, you know. And so when
Phone's
you
about
get
to
used
die.
to it, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
I gotta plug my phone in.
okay. We ran it down. All right. Well, I'm all done talking about my stuff now. So
Okay.
We'll let you go for the rest of the night so you can relax, and thank you for your time. And we'll have to do this, like I said, we'll have to do this again. And you're always welcome as as guest on the panel if you want to be part of the panel and just be on and talking crap or whatever whatever you want to talk about.
I'm always ready for a panel.
There you go. Yeah, so we
uh,
do this every Friday night, and if you're not doing anything, if you're not on an investigation, if you're at home and you're like, man, what do I do at 10 o'clock on Friday? Oh, Errt Radio is, and you just jump on and be part of the panel and have fun. And if you have anyone else that wants to come along and be part of the panel, and you can invite them or whatever, just let them know what's going on, where it is, what we talk about, and we're pretty
Mhm.
much open, open round table, nothing serious, and we just try to have a good time, just laughing and talking, and just having a fun time, and it's
Mhm.
casual Friday. We don't have any ties on or anything like that, right? So yeah, we
I
just
don't wear
kind of
ties.
yeah, there you go. We just kind of relax, and I never really ever wore a tie anyway for work,
I went to
personally.
Catholic school, so after that, no more
Right.
ties.
Yeah. I had to wear a tie at church, once in a while. Yeah, but not Catholic school or nothing like that. I never went there.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I know about that. But anyway, I'll let you go, and thank you again for the great conversation. And I know I rambled on about nothing for 35 minutes
It,
or so.
it was interesting, so I had a good time. I really
Yeah,
did.
check out my website if you haven't, though, at Errt Radio, www.ertradio.com, ERRT radio.com. There you go. So check that out, and of course, follow it if you need to or whatever. You already signed up on the Errt Radio shows on Facebook. I saw that, and I gave you the
Mhm.
admin privileges, so you can post your events on there if you need to.
Oh, okay,
And
thank you.
so there you go. Anything you have, an event that you're going to, or something you want to share, a show that you're going to be on, you want to share it, post it on there, and get the word out. We have Jesse Peak, that's a MUFON investigator in Pennsylvania. He shares a lot of shows that he does every week, and he shares about different stuff happening in the UFO world. And I kind of do all the researches all over the place, not just ghosts. I talk about a
Mhm.
lot of different things, and that way we have a lot to talk about. We're not just stuck in one gear. You
Mhm.
can enjoy
Yeah.
enjoy the whole thing. The whole different conversation about everything.
Well,
So
if people want to see, I was on a show called Paranormal Night Shift. It was on Travel Channel.
oh yeah, there
It
you
was on Travel Channel. They also play on Discovery Plus right now.
go. Okay,
So if you want to, they want to check that out. I'm in uh, season one, episode 13. So
oh there you go.
I was part of the finale of the
Oh wow,
show. So I've been on that. So
that's
they can
cool.
check that out.
So you're in the almost a big screen, right?
Well, I there was a movie that was out and came out in 2016
Okay,
called Ghost Team,
yeah.
and I actually was the ghost hunter counselor. They call me.
Huh.
I gave advice and stuff like that on different how to do the stuff, certain things on the set, and also they use a lot of my equipment. If in the movie, you'll see some of my cameras and
Is
my
that on
equipment in the
is that
movie.
on Prime or Netflix or anything like that?
I seen that on I seen it on Hulu. I seen it on Discovery Plus. Um, and I seen it. I think might be on Netflix. I
And
don't
what
know
is
if I
it
seen it
called
on
again?
Netflix. Paranormal Night Shift.
Okay. I'll have to look that
Yeah,
one up. I have Netflix, I have Prime, I don't have Hulu, but
it was a
I
series.
think I
I was
might look.
on one of the episodes.
Okay, I'll have
on
to
it.
find it.
And there's a couple other people in there that's part of the paranormal world. Dan from the Hinsdale House and Sam. Is another. There's a bunch of people in there that are part of the paranormal world. So and you see them on shows and stuff like that. Other
Mm.
shows. That's the only show I've been on.
Oh, cool.
Uh,
That's still pretty
so.
good though. Yeah, I know. I know. One of my prospecting buddies, he's in Alaska, and he was on a show that they did on the can't remember if it was Travel Channel or Discovery or whatever it was. Anyway, they talked about Nome, Alaska, and gold. Finding the gold in Alaska and things like that.
Mhm.
So that was pretty cool to see him on that show. Like, I know that
That's
guy.
cool.
I haven't met him in person, but I talked to him on chat and everything like that, and,
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
it's like I already know him. That's one thing about this video here is that we do get to kinda know each other before, in
Mhm.
video anyway. And when I first met,
Uh,
producer Bill on KGRA, it was like I didn't know what he looked like except for what we seen on the YouTube video and stuff like that.
mhm. Mhm.
When I first met him, the first year I went to Pine Bush and a tornado hit that year, and
Oh.
in 2017, I think it was, and he I was lost and so confused about going around trying to get around the trees and the power lines down and everything like that. And finally
Mhm.
wound up at this gas station that was down the road from him. And he said, "You only missed the house by 2 miles." Not too bad 'cause my phone wasn't working, the phone was all turned out, the cell phone was off, the towers were off.
Oh wow.
And then, the gas station had their backup power and had a landline to use, and Bill was using the internet phone or whatever, so I called him up and I said, "I'm at this gas station on 9W somewhere," and "Oh, I know where you're at. You're only 2 miles away." And so I did pretty good at trying to get to But when he pulled up and I heard him speak, of course, I knew what he looked like from the video, but the
Mhm.
voice really made sense. "Okay, yeah, that's you." So, that was pretty good, and then the second time I got there without getting lost, we didn't have a tornado to worry about, and this time it should
Mhm.
be good when I go this June, it'll be fine. So, you
Yeah.
go there a
I
few
like.
times, you know, 2017 was the first time I've been in New York since I was 10 years old, so I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about it.
It's a nice area over there, Pine Bush.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice area.
And so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll
I've
see you
been to the
there this
museum.
year, and it'll be the weekend of June 4th, I think, 4th and 5th, I think.
You gonna be there?
Yep, I'll be there. I'm gonna be driving. I always drive. I don't like to fly. I
Mhm.
don't like the landing, you know,
Yeah.
or the possibility of the early landing. So I like to drive, and I
Yeah.
figure if I'm gonna land there, I can pretty much step out of the car and walk away and not have to worry about it.
Mhm.
you know, the car might
Is
be
it?
smashed up, but as long as I don't get crushed in the car itself or it doesn't roll over or whatever, I'll be good.
Mhm.
But in general, that ain't gonna happen too often. So,
I
but
did write a story in a book called Tales of the Paranormal. TAIL. Tales of the Other Side. I'm sorry. Tales of the Other Side. Paranormal Pets. And I wrote a story about one of my dogs that came back to me. Her name is Cookie.
oh, in Ron's book?
No, no, no. Another book.
Oh, another book. Okay,
Yeah. I mean, I wrote a story in a book. I didn't write a book.
okay. And the story is called
Yeah.
what?
The book is called Tales, TAIL, of the Other Side, Paranormal Pets. I wrote
Okay.
a story in there about my old dog
Oh
Cookie.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
that's the one that I told you earlier
yeah.
at the event with Ron. I asked my mother to have the Cookie bark, and she barked. So that when you brought that up, I thought of that right away.
Cool. Very good. All right.
Yeah.
My friend Ramon from um, Arizona, I believe. Ramon Juan. He's in Arizona. So we're about ready to wrap this up. And I've been saying that now for a little while. But kind of funny how we say that. Sometimes we just keep talking, right? Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we don't want to hang
Mm,
up. You know, like when you're on the phone, you're talking to somebody, you don't want to hang up. You're just
yeah. Just
talking.
talk. Yeah. You enjoy the
keep
conversation.
keep thinking of something else to say, and then, oh, did you hear about? Yeah. But no, I'll let you go, and thank you again for your time. And again, you're always welcome. If you want to join me on Friday night, so you can definitely let me know, and I can send you the link every Friday if you want. And
Hmm.
you can, if you have time to join me, then hop in and be part of the panel and have some
Okay.
fun. And
Okay.
so I think that'd be a
So-
lot of fun. Just be able to have you on the panel and just be chatting about whatever's on your heart. You can share and open round table. No judgments. No condemnation here. Talk about any topic, any subject you want, and just have a lot of fun. Keep it family friendly, of course. But
yeah,
uh,
of course.
again, it's casual Friday. We don't get too worked up about the political stuff or anything like that. That's for another show. And so we try to keep it simple and relaxed, so we can enjoy the rest of the weekend. So,
Without a
all right.
hothead.
So, I hope this helped you to relax and you can enjoy the rest of your weekend. And hopefully, you have nice weather there and you can enjoy it tomorrow. And we're
Mm,
supposed to have, I think, another nice day tomorrow. Wind was crazy today, but we had sunshine at least, and we didn't have snow finally. And then
that's
we're
good.
supposed to have thunderstorms this next week coming up. So, but it'll be all right. That'll be just a couple of days. That'll happen if it happens, and then we'll
Hmm.
get into another dry spell, and hopefully it'll be warming up finally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
here winter
That's
lasts
good.
about 6 months here.
uh,
So
yeah. We only have two months of summer, and that's it.
that's it. Yeah, high 90s where Ramon is. So yep, yeah,
High 90s.
yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
It was
That's
50 here today.
yeah. I tell you, I'd like to have 90s here. Just,
Mm,
but yeah, we've been in the 30s, so I think we warmed up to 40s today. But that was pretty nice. Although the wind made it feel a lot colder.
mm.
So yeah, Google told me it was like 22 degrees by the wind chill factor.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, we had 30-mile-an-hour winds, and I was like, "Holy cow!" And Ramon says 118 coming soon. Yeah, I don't like that idea.
No, no.
I've been in 125 degrees before in the Indian Ocean on a metal ship, on a steel ship. So that's no fun.
Yeah.
So, but all right, yep, I'll let you go. Thank you again, and we'll see you on the next one. Hopefully next week if
Mhm.
you're available. You just let me know, and
Okay.
you you can chat with me
You're already having a
also.
panel next week?
Yep, every week we have a panel. Now next week we might have Jesse Peak back on. He's our UFO guy, and we always talk about all kinds of UFO news and things like that. But
Hmm.
we can talk about anything.
Hmm.
And if you just want to be a guest and be part of the show, you can just let me know, and I'll make sure I send you the link, or I can send you the link either way, and then you can decide if you want to pop in or not. How about that? Mm.
Hello, I'm here.
That's right. Give you the option to jump in and give a shout out to people or whatever. And I know people like when you're on the shows and things like that. So we're going to try to give you as much activity as you want, and we're here for that. And anyone else that wants
Thank
to
you.
be part of the show, I can have up to 10 people on a stream, here, on StreamYard. So
Hmm.
if you have anyone else that is interested and wants to share about their book, want to share about shows they're doing or events they're going to or
Hmm.
whatever, um,
Yeah, maybe we'll get a panel up. I'll get a couple of my people, and we just have a panel.
yeah, there you go. And I'm here for that. And open door policy, we're here.
Hmm.
Um, just have fun, and it's all about having fun, and that's what we need
That's
to
what it
do.
is.
And
Hmm.
if our fun can help. Uh, give somebody some information they need, then let's get that done. Okay? And Ramon Wad says, "Have a great weekend, Anthony."
You
All
too,
right.
Ramon.
Thank you. Thank you, Ramon. All right. Yep. I'll let you go. And thank you again. And you have a great night. Great rest of your
Okay,
night
thank you.
and
You
week.
too.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye. What do I do? Let's plus this.
End it.